Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So Season 4 Evernight Isle, Week 3, let's smash the Season 4 icon. This is your guide to what's going on. First, up at the top, when you see the factions have been selected. So that is going to absolutely happen here in Week 3, which means the Copper Conquest is going to start in Week 4, 5, 6, with the capstone battle in Week 7 is our expectation following prior seasons. So the factions have been selected here in Week 3. Let's tap on the Season 4 tile at the top. Evernight Isle, 28 days remaining. We are at the end of Week 3. Let's tap on Week 3. What did we have to do? What did we get? Well, we got to unlock the promotion of Sarah in Week 3. We had to donate coin in order to do that. Once we donated enough coin, you were then able to promote Sarah if you have a UR promotion token. I don't have mine yet. Why? Let's drop back out. Let's look at goals. You have to have your lighthouse on for 336 hours, and it keeps getting turned off during Blood Night, and you gotta log back in, and half of my night, I lose the time because Blood Night happens when I sleep. So you gotta remember to do that in order to get this UR tier hero badge is what you need to promote Sarah. Now back into Week 3. Once you have donated enough coin, this will unlock. Of course, there is a ranking and there are rewards as typical for the top 10. I still don't believe these are worth it, but people go for it all the time. Let's go and collect the reward here. All right, some stone and quartz and a couple speed ups. Next up was Hunt for Ani. So in total, we had to defeat 100 Ani across our war zones. We did that. Let's tap on the little icon here. So as Blood Night descends, the Blood Night grows deadlier by the minute. So we had stage 3 of Blood Night in Week 3. We'll take a look at that in a moment. So after we killed the 100 Ani, we got the rewards. There is a ranking again with a ranking reward. You see, I did not kill any because I did not get the professional skill needed to attract these particular Ani in order to kill them. Let's back out and collect our rewards, some resources, and a 15-minute research speed up. Next up, level 1 and level 2 trade posts unlocked. We had to capture 20 of those by the war zone. That is level 1 and level 2. So that was completed. I should say it's really all of the war zones in your grouping. Let's go ahead and collect the rewards. More stone and more quartz and a speed up. You tap on the little circle icon there. It's going to tell you that level 1, level 2 trade post conquest has begun. Then we had level 5 cities open for Conquer. Let's get our rewards for that. We also had level 3 and 4 trade posts unlock. 20 of them again got us the rewards here. And much like the others, you do have a ranking and a ranking reward as well. And then finally, level 6 cities opened up for war. We captured those. Everything went well here on server 33. Let's go ahead and get our rewards. More stone quartz and speed up for construction. All right, so that is the set of activities for Week 3 of Evernight Isle Season 4. Let's back out of here. Now let's go check rules. I always encourage you to check rules. Look at Week 3. So, of course, look at this at the beginning to get familiar with what's going to come up. But we had hero promotion. So, returning to her homeland, Sarah breaks free from her bonds through battle and empowers herself. You can see her new look here. Personally, I'm not really a fan. Maybe you are. Let me know in the comments. Trade war. The arrival of the commander has brought long-awaited stability to Secure Isle, allowing trade and order to gradually return. However, various factions are eyeing this hard-won peace, and conflict is absolutely on the horizon. That's, of course, because the trade posts can be captured by anybody from any of the servers in your grouping. So this is the cross-server war concept. Beyond, of course, the capital conquest, it is just like Season 3. So trade posts are available on Tuesdays and Fridays. That is at 1400 UTC that they open up. And the Blood Night shop. When the Blood Night descends, trade post items will be replaced. Commanders can use Magatama to purchase goods from the Blood Night shop. This is a huge free-to-play bonus in Season 4. In Season 4, the trade posts, they have a regular set of items. The governor can summon the caravan. They'll show up. You buy those with diamonds. just like in the past. Those can be a bit expensive for free-to-play. Usually you don't have a ton of diamonds, and you absolutely need to be buying VIP with diamonds if you're free-to-play. But when the Blood Night comes, the governors can do one more summoning of a caravan to restock the trade post with new items, and all of those items are purchased with the Magatama, and Magatama is completely free to obtain just by killing zombies during Blood Night. That is awesome for free-to-play. So this is a huge thing. Just make sure you get to the trade post fast and buy the good stuff, but even the stuff that's left over is still worth it because you're using currency that is easy to come by. So that's Trade War. And then faction awards. So we have the ninjas and the samurai, the blue and the red. They give us really hard names to pronounce here. So the Kaobute and the Keiji no Sato are two ancient factions whose legacies have endured on Secure Isle for generations. Their history is marked by both fierce rivalries and moments of united resistance. Now, as commanders begin to shift the tide of war, the fate Arun has become the center of an intense dispute between the two camps. So these are going to be the two factions. You're going to end up on either Team Blue or Team Red for the Copper Conquest. Nothing more here in rules for week 3. Let's close that. Okay, nothing else really to show here on this tile, so let's drop out of there and let's take a look at the rest of the tiles. Blood Night Descends continues for the 3rd week. Looks like we have one more week and then we'll see what happens after that. But in week 3 was Stage 3 being released. So Stage 3, Doomsday Crisis. Let's take a look. Number 1, during the Blood Night, a large number of Blood Night Ani Legion will appear on the world map. Number 2, during the Blood Night Ani Legion will prioritize attacking commanders' bases with lights on. Number 3, use the professional skill Ani Summon to attract the Blood Night Ani Legion. They will follow the troops using the Ani Summon skill. When the troops disappear from the map, collecting, assisting, returning to the base, so on, the Blood Night Ani Legion will automatically attack the nearby commander's base with lights on. Number 4, rewards can be gained after the Blood Night Ani Legion attracted by the commander is destroyed. So you can bring the Ani Legion back to your base, so you can kill them with your defense wall. You can bring them to one of your friends. You can bring them to someone who's not your friend and have them get attacked by the Ani Legion. Either way, this is the new component. There's a bunch of zombies now wandering all over the map during Blood Night here in Stage 3. You have to have the professional skill in order to summon these particular zombies during Blood Night. We still have the generals, we still have the Ani wagon, and the regular zombies roaming as we had in Stage 1 and Stage 2 respectively. Now let's drop out and take a look at what we're talking about. Go into my base, let's go to the profession hall, let's tap on the profession icon. Either way, engineer or war leader, let's view the profession. We gotta scroll all the way, I think it's at the top. It should be right here. Very highest level seasonal skill, Ani Summon. This is the skill that you need if you want to draw the Blood Night Ani Legions to follow your troops and either go to your base, a friend's base, or an enemy's base. Note it does have a 2-day cooldown, so keep that in mind. So that is a skill you're going to need. Doesn't matter, again, engineer or war leader. Back to the Season 4 tiles. So the Ryotei Restaurant was also continuing in week 3. We're going to play this together in a little bit. Well, I would love to show you what Stage 2 is all about, but if I tap continue, it just gets stuck. Not really sure what's going on, but we did see an example of this in the Week 2 guide. It's the same, and then we'll continue on for another 28 days, so a few more weeks on this one. Now, tiles got rearranged on me here when I had to restart the game, but City Clash, we already saw that city level 5 and 6 opened up here in Week 3. So you go about capturing those just like you go about capturing all the others, and there will be a first capture bonus. After week 3, you will have captured all the cities, so City Clash is going to come to an end. Trade War, we spoke about that. That was the levels 1 through 4 trade posts opening up. Just like in prior seasons, they are going to cycle through weekly to be able to be recaptured by different commanders, and they could be captured by anybody in any war zone in your grouping. People played kind of nice when they opened here in week 3. We'll see what happens when things continue to go forward. This is just like Season 3's concept, so make sure that you try to get a chance to be a governor and then refresh that trade post and take advantage of some of the goodies. we'll have a few more weeks of the trade war. The Blood Knight Hunter also continued here in week 3. This came about in week 2, along with stage 2 of the Blood Knight. Blood Knight Hunter is a PvP style type of event. It's where if you have the professional skill to become a Blood Knight Hunter, you can transform your base and you can teleport across servers. It has the same cooldown mechanics as you might be familiar with Versus and other teleportation across server functions. And you will battle other Blood Knight Hunters. You don't know who they are. Everything's disguised. This is definitely a difficult event. Keep in mind, from a rewards perspective, there is a survival ranking reward. Lots of pretty good stuff here all in all. If you place high enough and you were able to kill other Blood Knight Hunters, but then there is a survival timing ranking rewards. So if you just survive the full amount of time, you're going to get some goodies here. And that is how, as a weaker or free-to-play or someone doesn't want to fight player, if you just run away whenever someone comes to attack you and you survive the entire Blood Knight as a Blood Knight Hunter, you started right at the beginning, then you can get rewards from that. If you are a stronger player, you want to go head-to-head with others, you don't know who's coming at you, then go ahead and battle and see how you can rank here and the survival ranking rewards. So as Blood Knight Hunter, it's going to continue for another few weeks, so we'll see this in upcoming guides as well. Now, let's go look at the profession skill that you need for Blood Knight Hunter. Again, War Leader or Engineer is fine, and it will be in our seasonal skills. Should be this one right here. So it is Blood Knight Hunter. You need to obtain this skill in order to transform into the Blood Knight Hunter, and keep in mind it has a pretty long cooldown, so you will only be able to do this about twice in a week, give or take a little bit, maybe once. All right, so that is the professional skill you need in order to transform into a Blood Knight Hunter here in week 2, 3, and beyond of Season 4. Faction awards. So here we go. Very similar concept to Season 3. The 2 strongest war zones were automatically selected to lead the factions. They then tossed a coin in order to decide who was going to be which faction, and all of the other war zones continued to go back and forth, as you can see in the history of which of the factions they wanted to be on, not knowing who was going to be where necessarily, because you can keep that hidden as in the past. So this is the faction awards. Let's go look at rules about the event. When the event begins, 2 faction leaders will be chosen based on the combined power of the war zones at the start of the season. The faction leaders will decide the division of the 2 factions, and that will happen by a coin toss. One war zone will join one faction, the other will join the other. Number 2. After the faction leaders select their factions, the presidents of other war zones can choose their faction during the faction selection stage. Each faction change will trigger a cooldown. If the desired faction is already full, the president can use a force join to add their war zone to the faction, displacing a random war zone from it to the opposite faction. And it does not affect the faction leaders. The cooldown period applies between each use of force join. Number 3, factions are divided into the Kabute and the Cage no Sato, with 4 war zones in each faction. The chosen faction will influence the declaration order during the Copper Conquest. Again, this is exactly the same as Season 3. Number 4, during the faction selection stage, Warzone faction choices will remain hidden, so you don't know who's going where. Once the faction announcement stage begins, all hidden information will be revealed. 5, in the subsequent Copper Conquest, alliances from different factions can declare war on each other to compete for Copper. Remember, Copper is how you are going to be ranked in Season 4. If multiple alliances declare war on the same alliance, the defending side can invite other alliances from the same faction that have not been declared war upon to assist, just like past seasons. Number 6, during the faction selection stage, the president can choose to reveal identity, making their warzone information public, so it's going to be hidden unless you choose to show it. 7, after the event begins, commanders can teleport freely, so this week is when we were able to start teleporting at will across all war zones. From the Copper Conquest, rounds 1 through 8, who will attack who will defend, so Cage no Sato is going to start as the attacker in round 1, and will have to defend in round 8. Honestly, I'd rather be an attacker in round 8 because you have a pretty good chance of catching back up, but if you defend, and that could make or break your ranking for the season. So that is the faction awards. It's just like the past season, Season 3. Alright, Battle Pass for the season, that continued. Now I want to call out something that a lot of us are really unhappy with. Down near the end, there's this item right here. I wish I could tap on it and show it to you. Let's go into my inventory, we'll go there. So, towards the end, on the free-to-play tier, there was the Chroma base skin Aeroclaw Fighter 30 days. So use this item after having the base skin Silverclaw Fighter to get the Chroma base skin Aeroclaw Fighter for 30 days. Why they put this in the free-to-play tier, I don't know, because no one in free-to-play is going to have that base skin, I guess unless you got really lucky in one of the prior holiday events. That should have been in the paid tier. A lot of the free-to-play folks now have this thing they can't even use. So that was a bit unfortunate, but the season pass does continue in week 3 and will of course continue for the rest of the season. Maneki-neko Light On, that also continued to get the large and the mini. Watch my other videos on that. No change to this in week 3. 5 limit of larges a day. Weekly pass also up for purchase. Again, same price. So this is probably the last week that you will want to definitely buy it for a resistance factor. After this, it's not going to be as worth it once you have your Quartz Workshops and your Optoelectronic Lab at level 30. But it does take quartz and stone to upgrade the Protector's Field and Lighthouse, so there is some value to having that weekly pass beyond week 3. Magatama Shop, this is what we're all super interested in. I haven't bought anything yet. What are the must buys in the Magatama Shop week 3? Here it is pretty obvious. It's going to be the top 4 items in the list. Get your tactics cards, get your Overlord stuff. After that, it's the resources and speed ups. I would wait until the end because you can continue for the next few weeks also using your Magatama in the trade posts, and as a free-to-play, that's really the better stuff. So just save it. You can always get this again. The resources and the speed-ups aren't worth it. But absolutely, number 1, buy the SSR type Texas card packs. Get them all. That is 3 at a price of $300 each for 900 total. Done. All right, next we have 10 SRs, 150 each, 10 of them, total 1500. Got it. We will now go pick up 20 at a price of 24 each of the SSR Overlord supply chest, 480 in total. Buy, that's a must buy. And of course, training certificates, hard to get, especially free to play. You got to pick these up wherever you can get them. Let's do all 10, price at 12 each, 120 total. Buy it. All right, folks. Those are the items to buy in week 3 of the Magatama Shop. Make sure you keep that in mind. Hold off on the resources and the speed ups. It's just not worth it yet. Backing out. Divine Tree Blessing. That also continued in week 3. I have a separate video on playing Divine Tree Blessing. Basically, you're going to get each day, Tuesday through Saturday, one of these slips. You can wait until the end of the week, or you can do them as they open, but you will get an element and a multiplier on the individual reward from the slip. There's a lot of great rewards here, and it is a bit hard to get the best rewards, but Divine Tree Blessing is going to continue for the next couple of weeks, and that is after you charge it and activate it in week 2. So watch my other video on that one. No change otherwise from week 2 to week 3. Hero promotion, that's Miss Sarah. So Sarah gets promoted to UR this season. We knew that from the preseason preview. Taking a look here at her skills, her auto attack skill, Phantom Shot, is going to attack one enemy unit, dealing physical damage equal to some % of attack. And you can see the star level increases to damage. Looking at her tactics, Airspace Supremacy. Again, these are all at level 30. Attacks all enemy units, dealing physical damage to some % of attack, and increase the attack of all aircraft heroes by 15%. So she's acting a bit with this tactics like Marshall now. She's a little bit of a support hero in this regard, and we can see the star levels as you advance forward. Then this is usually the passive or the other skill. This here, Falcon Strike, it increases back row aircraft hero damage dealing to monsters by some percent. That's great if you're going to go up against maybe a stronghold boss or some other zombie, like maybe an Ani general or something, or the Ani wagon that you're trying to defeat in Blood Knight, but it's not going to help you in PvP. And then finally, passive, the super sensing, the expertise here, that is going to increase Sarah's HP attack defense by some percent and respectively. And then it has a skill cooldown speed increase of 10%. So that's pretty typical across most of the heroes out there have some type of expertise skill. You will need what I don't have right now, the UR tier hero badge. And again, you get that from having your lighthouse on for 336 hours as part of the season goals. So make sure you run your lighthouse all the time if you want to be able to do this. Week 3 when it opens up, I'm still a bit a ways. So we'll make a video of upgrading and promoting Sarah once I have that token. So that opened in week 3. Also week 3, the second of the 3 exclusive weapons in season 4, Adam's exclusive weapon battle pass came up. So for $20 or adjusted for your currency, you could pick up this battle pass and it will give you enough of the Adam specific exclusive weapon shards to activate him and then do some upgrading. And I have a separate video on activating and upgrading and a full review of Adam's exclusive weapon here in season 4. So make sure you go and check that out. The battle pass will last for 1 week and you're going to have no problem with the daily tasks getting all the way down to the end. Remember, free-to-play, you've got a tier as well, so make sure you take advantage of the free-to-play tier, do those daily tasks, and get at least those Adam shards. If you don't have them at 5 stars, this can help you out. If you do have them at 5 stars, then keep applying it to that Wall of Honor to keep buffing the rest of your heroes and your missile squad. Alright, so that was Adam's exclusive weapon being released in week 3. Up next is Season Boost. The change here is Adam. So Adam's reduction of damage taken by monsters by 5% is added as a season boost now that his exclusive weapon has been released. Lucius and Sarah's boosts remain. Year of the Dragon and the Silver Claw Fighter, those are also unchanged from prior weeks. And we're starting to wrap it up. Now the hero promotion came out in week 3, so did Hero Swap. Hero Swap in this case is just like season 3. If we take a look at the info panel, the guide will walk us through. The newly updated Hero Swap system allows commanders to swap progress of UR tier heroes. So this includes heroes that you have promoted. So this is why this can be a super awesome thing for folks. If you promote Sarah, and Sarah happens to be 5 stars even after promotion, which might be hard, and let's say you don't have Diva at 5 stars, or maybe Sarah's now at just 3 or 4 and Diva's at 2, you're going to want to swap her. So this is how you can take advantage free to play if you've leveled up those SSR or lower level heroes that have been promoted to UR, or you've leveled up other UR heroes and you want to change maybe your troop type. You want to go from aircraft to missile. This is the way to do it. So you can see that the example is going to be Murphy and Carly. Carly is level 10, Murphy's in level 98. Not quite 2 stars to 4 stars. When you swap these, you're going to swap the stars. You're going to swap the levels. So we see here after swapping the 2 heroes, levels, gear, rank, stars, and hero shards will be swapped. The Wall of Honor is going to remain unchanged, but if you drop below 5 stars, then it's going to lock that hero from any further progression there. The exclusive weapon will not be touched, and if you drop below 5 stars for the hero that has the exclusive weapon, then it will get locked. So be careful with that, because it will be locked out and not usable in battle until you get that hero back up to 5 stars again. And then changes in rank or exclusive weapon might affect battle power, of course, because you're going to change the power of your hero. And don't worry, we will return any lost skill medals if you happen to swap a hero that's at a lower tier and you've advanced their skills beyond what is allowed for that star tier. You'll get 2, if you look at the guide, hero swap vouchers that you can go ahead and use. So a hero swap, Exp Swap, this is an awesome thing for free to play or anybody who wants to change your heroes. If you look at me though, there's really, only because I haven't increased the level of Mason down here since I'm just doing that as part of Versus on Thursdays. There's really not much for me to do as everybody is maxed out for the most part, but I know a lot of people who are going to want to take advantage of this, And I know some folks who are switching from, say, Scarlet, that they have leveled up and they didn't really level up Williams yet. They're going to swap with Williams, so this is the way to do it. So this is definitely great for free to play. It's a very, very powerful feature that they added. And finally, we got the teaser for Copper Conquest. So the Echo of Thunder. We've seen this one. So on Secure Isle, copper is hailed as the metal of thunder, an extremely rare energy metal known for its excellent conductivity and corrosion resistance. It can store high voltage energy stably, making it widely used in city defense systems, high frequency electromagnetic weapons, and the construction of the lighthouse cores. In the past, copper once supported the island's energy network and modern industry, earning it the title the last lifeline of the island. However, since the activation of the Nightfall device and the rampant spread of Envy, the entire island has fallen into a standstill, halting the extraction and transportation of copper. Now a batch of uncontaminated copper resources has been rediscovered. Upon learning this, the samurai clans and the ninja clans Kage no Sato have each mobilized, aiming to control this vital resource. Whoever controls the copper will control the future of Secure Island. This is not only a battle for resources, but also a war of beliefs. So that is the Copper Conquest starting in week 4, but you get the teaser here in week 3. All right, everybody, that is week 3 of season 4, Evernight Isle. Make sure you work through the activities. Make sure you pay attention to some of the tips for the Magatama Shop, the trade posts, the Blood Knight trade post refresh, and all the other great things here that benefit free-to-play and paid-to-play in Season 4 Evernight Isle. Smash the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about Season 4 so far if you're in it. If you're not there yet, this is going to give you your guide to how to advance and know what's happening before everybody else in Season 4. Take care.